that Gavel Club, she decided to form, our teacher, retired teacher, decided to form this Gavel Club on her own. She had to find a teacher who was willing to stay for an hour after school on Friday, from 3 o'clock until 4 o'clock, be the sponsor of the club, and to get the okay from the school, which sometimes going through paperwork is difficult enough on its own. She was able to inspire enough students to come to that club to cause it to be a success. In fact, when I visited and when I talked to the teacher just to see how things were going in the club, he loved it. He was really having a good time. And he says, in fact, I remember, 3 to 4 o'clock on Friday, right before the weekend, most of the meetings, it's standing room only. Wow. To get in that room. I don't know about any of you, but I know when I was in high school, they could have been passing out money, and I wouldn't have been there for another hour on Friday before the weekend. So Valerie, I've heard her speak. I heard her as a freshman win a speech contest with a field of 17 speakers. And this year, Alex beat her, right? But she still likes it. But she and Alex were the ones that put all the energy together and formed this club, and so I am so proud of all 3 of our speakers today, and especially proud of Valerie and her efforts to get this Gavel Club going. Valerie, we are here.
Wow, now I really have to do well today. Well, I've done some reflecting tonight, and I don't really know how I could pass these 2 brilliant speakers right before me, but here's a shot. You see, I'm ridiculously jealous of Alex's tongue. As you guys have seen, he beat me in my own game, basically. And this is his first year speaking. So here I am wondering, what do I have to do to be as good as him? And then I'm wondering, well, there's Mr. Ryan Avery. He's a good speaker too. What do they have in common that makes them so great? Madam Toastmaster, Mr. Jameson, and Toastmasters. Is it because they're male? Well, I mean, well, they both. There can only be one reason why they're such great speakers. All great speakers must come from Texas. That has to be it. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I don't come from Texas. But tonight I've seriously hit the jackpot. Because if you haven't noticed, if you look into your agendas, Mr. Ryan Avery is speaking after the Gavel Club. I'm not sure if all of you understood that. He's after us in the program, so that means, oh, you want to listen to the youngest world champion of public speaking? You have to listen to me talk for 10 minutes first. But I started my speaking career in middle school, and I don't know why, but I would compete and I would lose, and I would compete and I would lose. And this is basically what I would do in front of a crowd. I would freeze, and then did it rain here? Or am I? Oh, I'm sweating. Okay. And adults are always saying that teenagers are crazy, and I can't really refute that because my little teenager brain thought that it was fun, and I continued to speak even though I was scared to death and I would always fail. But I continued and I continued. And I just love it. I guess I'm one of the crazy ones. Now society says that if you like to speak, you're nuts. But don't worry, not all teenagers are like me. Or maybe we should worry. Maybe we should be worried that families aren't talking to each other at the dinner table because teenagers are too busy texting. Maybe we should worry that the kindergartners aren't out on the playgrounds playing because they're busy playing Flappy Bird on their iPhones. When I was in kindergarten, I was reading. I'm not sure why they have a cell phone. Who are they going to call, Dora? But that's just how it is. And Because teenagers now, we don't know how to talk to people because we're so dependent on technology. I'm sure that in a few years, by the time I'm having my own children, my phone will be raising them better than I would be. And I'm nervous, I'm scared that we don't know how to talk to other people anymore. Because all we are now is text on the screen. I think that it's wrong when people say that public speaking is the #1 fear in the world. They say that's even worse than death. I don't know, I'd rather be up here than dying. But they say that's the case, and I think that's just something that society has ingrained in our minds, and it's absolutely wrong. You see, in Gavel Club, we started up the club, Alex and I. Really, Mr. Jameson said that it's all me. I think it's all Alex, but that's a different conversation for later. But I remember the first day that we held our meeting. And I remember we were praying that we would maybe have 6 members. Now, considering we had 5 officers, we were hoping that 6 wouldn't be too much to ask for. But what we did is that people were terrified of speaking. And so we really had member after member coming in until we had a steady number of 40 people coming in every meeting. And the surprising thing is they love to speak. That means I'm not an anomaly. Really, people love to speak, we just don't know how. Really, I was one of those lucky ones who was given the opportunity early on to speak and develop my speaking skills. Whereas other people are convinced that it's scary to speak and that they shouldn't even give it a shot. I think that it's important that the Toastmasters continue to focus on speech clubs. We need to focus on the youth. This is important not because they're our future, but because they need it emotionally. Most of us, we don't really care about expressing our feelings because, once again, we're only text on a screen. What we need to focus on is being able to emotionally connect with other people, and that's what a Gavel Club does for us. We've seen hundreds, well not hundreds, I think we have 40 numbers. We've seen a lot of our members come in, and they're scared, and they're nervous, but they're willing to meet themselves in their goals, and tell us their story. We've heard stories about divorce, we've heard stories about being neglected, we've heard so many different stories, and I'm always amazed when I see our members come in and trust us so much that they're willing to give some of their selves. Like when we see Marissa, I feel inspired because Gavel Club has given me a reason. Honestly, I just go day to day trying to get an A, and I'm wondering, why do I do what I do? But when I see people like Marissa, I think, wow, I'm making a difference. I'm actually doing something with my life, and I'm impacting them. It's not that I'm a great speaker, it's that I'm able to connect with them, and I'm giving them ways and opportunities to connect with us.
Yeah.
And I think that the Toastmasters need to be able to help us, help create more Gavel Clubs in their communities, with their children, because it's important. Not everyone has this opportunity to learn how to be a human once again, because all we are now is a text on a screen.